Much for coming in. Stephen Colbert, he's a comedian. He's having some fun, poking fun at all the politicians, the super PACs, but he's also got a point, a serious point he's trying to make. Here's one of his super PAC ads that's now actually running. Listen to this.
Corporations, America's greatest institution. They built this country one job at a time. Mitt Romney says he's for corporations.
Corporations are people, my friend.
But Mitt Romney has a secret. As head of Bain Capital, he bought companies, carved them up, and got rid of what he couldn't use. If Mitt Romney really believes
corporations are people, my friend,
then Mitt Romney is a serial killer. He's Mitt the Ripper. If you believe corporations are people, do your duty and protect them. On Saturday, January 21st, stop Mitt the Ripper before he kills again. Americans for a Better Tomorrow are responsible for the content of this advertising.
Americans for a Better Tomorrow. That's Stephen Colbert's PAC. It's funny, it's cute, but he's trying to make a point.
It's hilarious, Wolf, but as you know, the old saying goes, many a truth is spoken in jest. And I think it's also a way to get people to focus to something that is actually quite ridiculous in politics, which, as you know, opened the door to all this money being poured into politics without having to disclose donors or anything through the Citizens United Supreme Court decision. I think this is a way to do it to get people to really pay attention.
She makes a cute point, but does she have a good point?
Because she is cute. That's but a good point as well. Oh, yeah, no, I think that's right. I actually thought the first 15 seconds was better than the last 15 seconds. I think they sort of ran out of gas. But I think the greater point's fine. The notion of unlimited funds without instantaneous disclosure, I think, is a big part of the problem. 6 months later, they have to disclose. I think that's wrong. I mean, I think that if you're going to write a check for $5 million, then that ought to be in the record within 24 hours, and then it becomes a political question whether you want to accept that money or not. I mean, I'm of the First Amendment side of the argument, so I think money's okay. But
hundreds of millions of dollars potentially between now and November are going to be shelled out by these so-called super PACs.
Absolutely, and I think it is an issue, and we saw the interview with Candy Crowley and Axelrod, and one of the things that he worries about, and I think it's true, is that there is so much more money on the other side, on the Republican side, with all of these corporations, talking about corporations being people, all of these corporations, all of these folks who are rich donors who know that they don't have to disclose immediately, and the first thing that they want is, frankly, the same thing that the Republicans on the Hill want, which is to make sure that this president is a one-term president. Well, they're going to pour everything that they have into
before we get ourselves
him.
into a lather, let's remember that unions have always been able to do this.
There's no, you cannot match. They cannot match the kind of money that corporations are going to be putting into this.
But Axelrod has boasted that he's going to raise $1 billion.
He has never said that. He has never said that.
Other Democrats have said that.
To complain that somehow a couple $100 million is going to be the end of democracy. No, I mean, that's a little disingenuous.
It's an issue.
And you know that Democrats have super PACs they've created, too. Bill Burton and our own Paul Begala is part of a Democratic super. So, you know, they're not unilaterally disarming, as they say.
Exactly, and nor they should, because they definitely want to play in this field.
The only point I was making is these super PACs are going to have a huge role no matter who the Republican nominee is.
Right, and sometimes they spin out of control. Newt's finding that out. I mean, he was all in favor of this anti-Romney film, only to find out that it's false from minute 21 to minute 27.
The difference is that Democrats will be the first ones to fight for money getting out of politics to make sure that it's real people who have the voices, not corporations.